after doing Strike Back and doing 300, would you willingly, were you hoping to be in the next TV show, or you were aiming towards a movie career?
No. Didn't, you know, I don't think like that. It's like, you know, I just want to work with good people, whether it be film or television, you know, because there's great roles in both, you know. And the joy of doing a TV show, you know, you can settle in New York for longer than a few months. So that was good. But you can, you know, then you can sort of explore these characters, you know, in a longer period as to doing a film. So, you know, I never thought I'm either going to do film or on the TV. It's either or. And I've done both. Because we did the pilot, and then I went off to do a film, and you know, I'm back doing the series.
A smoother transition.
Well, the only change really is that I can't fucking swear.
That's what film.
That would be the only thing. You can't swear and you can't fuck. So, you know, but no, it's obviously it's a bigger machine. You know, I mean, we went off, and they're longer days. You know, they're much longer days. But yeah, you know, to have the support of NBC and Warner Brothers, and to see, you know, the way the show is pushed, you know, advertised and stuff, it's a bigger machine. But yeah, I don't know. To fight or something, and you can't swear, you know, and you know, we're fighting, and I'm like, fuck, oh shit, right, you know, ow. Which, you know, that's what I love about this show so much, that it's not just a procedural drama about that case, and that's it. You know, it's this case. You know, it's delving into a lot of cases, but then, you know, obviously she's Taylor. That goes into my past, her past, and as to, you know, how these two are so closely connected, which is, you know, it's an exciting part of the show.
Last week there was a news that there's a deal of doing the Strike Back movie.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Are you in?
Yeah. Well, like, yeah. if we can work within the schedule, then definitely. I think that'd be, you know, that'd be a great end. And it'd be a great film, you know. Then we can, you know, and forever, whoever's reading this, who are thinking about doing it, you should do it. Because then we could, you know, fly to each continent and you know, do part of the mission in the snow, part of the mission on the beach, you know, part of the mission in the jungle, part of the mission in New York, in the city. Just saying. I didn't say. Yeah. But we don't know where those tattoos came from.
Yeah.
And we don't know who dropped her in Times Square. So that's, you know, that I think that's the strongest arc of you know, and, you know, could she be a threat, or, you know, but then she's, you know, she's Taylor Shaw, so it's like, all right, there's that link, but then what happened? Where'd she go? Yeah, pretty quickly. And I can't remember reading the pilot, but it was, you know, it was one of the best pilots that I've read. You know, created by Martin Gero, and then, you know, I spoke to them and had a meeting with the guys from Warner Brothers, and, you know, it just seemed, you know, it was a win-win situation. You know, it was a great story, created by a great guy, and then great premise for, you know, what seems to be a great series.
You know, yeah, it's so important for a show like this not to feel like all middle. You know, you have to, if you're going to set things up, you have to pay them off, and it's just fun as a viewer. And I think, you know, again, the backstory that we have come up with is so incredibly complicated. Like, it is dense. And so, and if it was a movie, it would be too complicated. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is built as a TV show where it's supposed to be explained over several years, so that by the time you get to the end point, you're like, oh, this all makes sense. So we're you know, I don't like, as a fan, I don't like shows where it's just all breadcrumbs. You know, like, I want whole loads every episode.
In terms of backstory, are you influenced by other media? Because when I saw Jamie and the boss, I said, okay, this is the Illustrated Man. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And also Memento.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. Like, you know, to be honest, it came the idea for the tattoos came out really organically, because when I thought of the opening, I thought of the opening and a woman being in the bag and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, it'd be great if she had some sort of connective thing to someone else in the world if she didn't know. And I was like, maybe she has a tattoo of some person's name on her back. And then I was like, oh my God, well wait, what if it's not just a name? What if it's a whole treasure map on her body? And then, you do realize, you're like, oh, there's Memento and there's Illustrated. So absolutely, I mean, it wasn't a direct comparison at the inception of the idea, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think, and there's the Bourne identity in there for sure, and we're standing on the shoulders of giants, but we're trying to do something that's our own as well.
The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh yeah, Long Kiss Goodnight, absolutely, yeah, for sure. So great movie. No, I mean, like I've been trying to do a show about like puzzles and treasure maps for a very long time, like years. I've been trying to figure out how to do it, and then one morning I was lying in bed, and I don't, as in my like just out of sleep state is sometimes when my best ideas come to me, and I was thinking, I just, for whatever reason, I lived in Times Square when the Viacom attempted bombing was, and they kind of cleared out the Times Square, and it was such a visceral image for me to see a place that's really only famous for being just full all the time, being empty. And so I just thought, well, what if instead of a bomb, like they go to undo it and there's a person in there? And that was really the start of the show for me, and then it kind of all grew from there. I don't know. I don't want to. That's a bit of TV magic. They wouldn't. You have to shoot at the Statue of Liberty. You have to book a year in advance, and so for a TV pilot, you just don't have that time. So they were incredibly permissive, but we built the head of the Statue of Liberty as a set. Yeah, it was great. It didn't look great. They did it. Our production designer Ed Jackas, who did the pilot and the entire series, is kind of a miracle worker. But yeah, no, like we were. It was also great because the actual Statue of Liberty is very, very small, and so like ours was just like 10% bigger to like make it a little easier to shoot and like fight a dude in. And but yeah, no, like so many people were like, oh my God, I can't believe you got to shoot in the top of the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, yes, well, sure, yes, yeah, exactly. I also don't believe it. Listen, I think the coolest part of this job, and it never grows tiresome for me. I never like. When you walk onto a set that you like thought of, when I was in Times Square, and we were shooting that sequence, we really did it for real. Like, there's no visual effects in that sequence. Like, we emptied Times Square out, and so just to stand there as a person and just like look and see it all happen, especially in the wide shots where everyone is way back. Yeah, it's super overwhelming to like have an idea and then have it. Obviously, hundreds of people contribute to that idea after the fact, but it's like still to like manifest stuff out of your brain into reality is it's a fun thing to do, guys. Yeah.
How did you decide on Jamie? Was it in your mind before, or you were just?
I mean, I've been aware of Jamie. To be honest, I'm from Canada, and I mistakenly thought Jamie was from Canada as well. So I've been following her career closer than I would have if I didn't think she was from Canada, because I, like all Canadians, like to just keep track of our own. And so when she came in, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to cast a Canadian. And then found out she was from Texas. And I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to work out. But no, she's amazing. I've always thought, I've never understood why she wasn't a bigger deal, and so I'm glad she is now. But yeah, no, when we met her, I didn't write it with her in mind, but the second she came in, like 5 minutes into talking to her about the role, I was like, oh, that's it. We can't get anybody else. Like, we got to do everything we can to get her. And it was the same with Sullivan. I'd been such a fan of his. Obviously Strike Back, but for me, Animal Kingdom, was like, he was such a revelation in that thing. And so when I met him over Skype and we started talking about it, I was just like, oh shit, I'm gonna be so disappointed if we don't get him. And we were really lucky. Like, this never happens. All of our 7 leads are my first choice. Like, you never get that. A, because sometimes they don't want to do it, but then B, the approval process to get everyone to agree on every little role. And no, it's amazing. You change it around.
So you know the end of the story and you're building it backwards?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it came with the initial idea, but then you have to sit down and like really figure it out. And so yeah, we know where it's going, and we know all the tentpole episodes for season 1 and the first half of season 2, and then we know what the rest of season 2 is about. We know what season 3 could be. So but the important thing is and I think for fans and as a fan of shows too, because who knows, guys, maybe we only do 1 season of this show. So it's very important for me that every season feels like a novel. It's like a series of books that you love, as opposed to like one giant story. So there's a beginning, middle, and end for every season. So if you just watch this season, it'll be totally satisfying. If you just watch the second season, it'll be totally satisfying. But if you watch them all, it's going to be like a much richer experience.
How many seasons would you say would be?
Ideally?
Yes.
100. No, I don't know. What's Gunsmoke at? 26, 27? I don't know. I mean, I think, 100 episodes is always kind of the magic number, which is like 5 seasons. And so that's, I think we definitely have enough story for that. And then